Look at them. All them elves are looking at me. Now, boys and girls, good morning to the morning group and good afternoon to the afternoon group. And I don't know if you remember the other day, last week, we were counting these books, remember? And we had 7 of them. And we read one of them. I think we read this one, The Three Bears. Remember that? And now what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to tilt you up there a little bit. I'm going to read another one for you, and I'm just going to pick one out at random. That means I don't know which one it is. It's going to close my eyes and pick one out, and there it is. Now, let's see what book we have here. Can you see what's on the cover? Well, there's a girl there, and there's a frog, and this girl, she kind of has a little crown on her head. She's actually a princess. Wow, a princess. And he's a frog, so this is called The Princess and the Frog. Wonder why a princess will be talking to a frog. Let's have a look. And can you see she has something in her hand? It's like a ball. It's a golden ball, yeah. It's very strange. What happened in this story? And remember, boys and girls, I've showed you this book before. Look, you can see the ladybird. Yeah, the ladybird, like our cushions. So these books here, you can see the ladybirds upside down. They're called ladybird books. You might have some in your house. These are very good books. Anyway, I'll start reading for you. Now, once upon a time, there was a king, and he had 7 daughters, and the youngest one was the most beautiful. Look at her there. She's very nice. And the thing she liked to do most of all was she used to like to go out and play with her ball. Can you see her throwing her ball in the air? It was a golden ball, a ball made of gold. And she'd throw it up in the air and catch it. Wow. Now, one day she went out to play, and she was throwing her ball up and down in the air, and she was beside a pool of water. Well, can you guess what happened? She threw the ball up into the air, and plop, splash, it landed in the pool of water. Yeah, big noodle. What'd she do that for? She can't get it back because that pool is so deep. She wouldn't be able to get her golden ball back. So she sat there looking, and she cried because her ball was gone. Goodness me. Anyway, you'll never guess who turned up. Ah, frog. You're right, there he is, the frog. And the frog said, Ribbit, Ribbit, excuse me, why are you crying? Oh, said the princess, my ball fell into the pool of water, and I can't get it back. It's gone, it's lost forever. Said the frog. He said, well, he said, now, maybe I can get it for you, he said. Now, what will you give me if I get you back your golden ball? What will you give me? Well, the princess said, I could give you all my beautiful dresses. I could give you all my jewels and my golden crown. Well, the frog said, I don't want your dresses, and I don't want your jewels, and I don't really want your crown. I tell you what I want, he says. If I get you back your golden ball, I want to be your friend, and I want you to love me. And he said, also, I want to be able to eat my dinner from your plate, and also I want to sleep in your bed. Imagine that. A dirty old slimy frog sleeping on your bed. Ugh. Well, the princess said, okay, didn't really think. I promise, he said, I promise if you get my ball, I will give you all those things. So he jumped into the water, and a couple of seconds later, he found the golden ball. Dun, dun, dun. He's a great frog, isn't he? Well, the princess was delighted. She grabbed the ball, and she ran all the way back to the palace. And the frog came crying, hey, wait for me, ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. But she was so fast that she ran all the way back to her palace really quickly, and she left the frog behind. Well, now, the next day, she was having her dinner with the king and all her sisters when she heard at the door. And the king said, go and see who's at the door, princess. So she went over to the door, and you'll never guess who was at the door, but it was the frog. And the frog said, you promised me that you would let me come in to your house. Do you know what she did? She pushed the frog out the door, and she slammed the door. She didn't want to have the frog sitting beside her eating her dinner. She didn't want to have a slimy frog in her bed. She closed the door and shoved him out of the way. When she sat back down, she looked very sad, and the king said, what's the matter with you? So the princess told her daddy, the king, all about what she had said, about how she had promised the frog that he could eat his dinner from her plate and how the frog could sleep in her bed. Well, said the king, if you made that promise, you must keep it. So the princess had to go. She had to open the door, and she took in the frog, and she sat him up on the table beside her plate. And look, the frog began to eat her dinner. She doesn't look very happy, does she? She looks a bit, ugh, that's disgusting. Yeah, she doesn't like the frog being there. And at the end of the dinner, the frog said, "Now," said the frog, "Ribbit, I'm very tired. Please take me to your bedroom so I can share your bed." Well, the princess, she burst into tears. "I don't want to bring that stinky old frog into my bed." But the king said, "If you promised, you must keep your promise." Look, she's so sad, and she has to bring old slimy frog up to the bed. Goodness me. Well, when she went into the bedroom, the frog said, "Now pick me up and put me on your pillow." So she picked him up, look the way she did. Sneaky frog. And she put him on the pillow. But you never guess what happened. As soon as he landed on the pillow, ka-ching, he turned into a prince. The princess said, "Who are you?" And the prince said, "Please don't be frightened," he said. "A long time ago, a witch put a magic spell on me and turned me into a frog. The only way I could be turned back is if a princess would let me eat my dinner off her plate and let me sleep in her bed." "Oh, wow," said the princess. "Now," said the prince, "you've saved me." And you'll never guess, they became best friends and they lived happily ever after. Isn't that nice? So she made a promise to the frog, and she brought the frog home, and the frog turned into a handsome prince. Very good. So that was the story called The Princess and the Frog. I hope you enjoyed that one. So we've read The Three Bears, The Princess and the Frog, and we have all these other ones to read. But I won't read them now. I'll read them later during the week. Okay? So I'll see you later. Yeah, big noodles. Say goodbye to the owls.